Learning a Sun Salutation sequence is a great place to start when doing yoga at home. In this video, I'll talk you through my runner's Sun Salutes, which are ideal pre-run as a pre-run warm-up or to do regularly as they work on strength, mobility and flexibility. And they're going to be suitable for most beginners as well. I'm Helen Claire, this is Run Better with Yoga, the place to be to run stronger, longer and injury-free with yoga. So please do subscribe for more yoga designed especially for runners. Okay, so you might want a couple of blocks handy for this class or something similar, something stable to place your hands on near the top end of your mat. Okay, so starting standing. Try to find your tallest, best posture. Stand as much as possible with your feet parallel, about hip width apart. Try spreading your toes, placing them down and pressing down through your feet. Soften the back of your knees just slightly. And then notice where your pelvis is. Just bring some awareness to it there and just drop, lengthen your tailbone without tucking it overly, but just gently drop it by subtly drawing in and up through your lower belly. And you might feel yourself standing a little bit taller there. Relax your shoulders. Great. So reach your arms up. And then bend your knees and we'll fold all the way down nice and slow. Drop your head and then start to lift your tailbone comfortably. Okay, bend your knees again, look slightly ahead. Now here you might want to use your blocks. And step your right foot back. Knee to the floor. Hands to your hips. I'd like you to draw your shoulders back, out the way, long neck. Okay, hands back down. Tuck your toes, step back, downward facing dog, so hips up nice and high. You can bend your knees as much as you like. Press into your hands and your tailbone away. You could gradually start to lengthen your legs a little bit more. But then lift your heels. And we'll step that right foot back up to the top. Now that could be 1, 2 or 3 steps. Drop your back knee to the floor again. Bring your hands to your hips. So find your balance here in this low lunge. Great, hands to the floor. Step back to the top. So here again you could use your blocks. Feet hip width, fold. Bend your knees, draw your belly in, come all the way up, reach your arms. And then exhale, we'll fold again. So we do the same on the second side. Inhale, lengthen out your back and step your left foot back. Toes down, knee comes down, hands to your hips, look ahead. Hands to the floor, spread your fingers, hips up and back, and just gradually drop your heels. So your heels do not need to touch the floor. Ease into the backs of your legs there. And lift your heels, and we'll step the left foot back to the top. 1, 2 or 3 steps. Knee down. Coming up. Relax your shoulders away from your ears. Hands to the floor or to your blocks. Step back to the top. Drop your head, lift your hips. And then inhale, coming up. As you come up, drop in through your belly, soften your knees and your head comes up last. Back to the start, so find that tall posture again. Okay, so we'll add on just a little bit to that one. Standing tall, breathe in as you reach up. Breathe out as you fold down, then you could straighten your legs a bit more. Inhale, lengthen out your spine. With or without the blocks here, step your right toes back, knee comes down. Hands to your hips, now press your front foot down. Find a sense of lift through your belly as though you could lift that back knee if you wanted to. Inhale, reach your arms. Exhale, hands down. I'm just going to move my blocks there. Step back to a plank. Drop your knees. Scoot ever so slightly forward and lengthen your low back. Drop your chest. Inhale, peel up, so baby cobra. Relax your shoulders. Exhale down. And make your way back up to this downward facing dog position, hips up high. So back here, your feet are going to be about hip width apart still. Feet are about parallel. And just check that you don't have the heels in or the heels out too much. Lift the heels up high, and that'll make it easier to draw your right knee under to then take your right foot to the top. And that can take a bit of practice. Drop your back knee. Inhale, hands come up to your hips. Find your balance. Press that front foot down, lift up through your belly and reach your arms. I like to take your left wrist, draw it up and a little bit over to the side. Just a little side stretch there. Good, come back to the center. Hands down and step to the top. Fold in. And inhale all the way up. Back to stand. So we'll do the second side, the same. Inhale, reach up. And get tall here. Press your feet down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, long back. Exhale, step your left toes back. So you don't need to worry too much about when you breathe in or when you breathe out, but that can come with time. Find your balance here. Reach your arms up. And bring your hands down. Really spread your fingers. Press into your hands to step back to a plank. Then drop your knees. And then drop your chest. Belly draws in. Lengthen your toes back. Inhale, peel up. Elbows are staying bent here. Exhale down. Back to your knees. Lift up with the hips. Take a couple of breaths. And if you find, because you might have quite tight hamstrings there, that your shoulders are quite near over your wrists, you want to bend your knees a bit more and then see if you can send your hips back further, lengthen out your spine, then you could lengthen the legs gradually over time. Lift the heels, left knee under, step your left foot to the top, back knee comes down. Reaching all the way up. So that next little side stretch, take your right wrist, draw it up, reach over to your left, but keep your hips nice and centered. Back to the center, exhale, hands down. Maybe you're using your blocks here. Inhale, step to the top. So feet are placed back where you started, exhale, fold. And inhale all the way up. Back to the start. Great. So there we have two versions. And we're just going to do one more round on each side. Just again adding on one more thing. Stand tall. We always start here. Full breaths. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, draw your belly in. Drop your head as you fold. Inhale. Exhale, step your right toes back. Knee down. Coming all the way up. Hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Knees or no knees down to the floor. Inhale, peel up, open through your chest. And really reach your toes back, press them down. Exhale, release. Downward facing dog. So if you practice this a few times, then you can start to move in your own time, at your own pace. And you might need to go a bit slower when you're learning it, as with everything. But then we want to start making it quite snappy, pretty dynamic, quite speedy, because we're using it to warm up. Okay, lift the heels. Right knee under, step your right foot to the top. Back knee down. Inhale, reach your arms. Roll your left wrist over to the side. As you do that, keep dropping your tailbone down. Right, inhale, center. Exhale, release. Inhale to the top. Exhale, fold. Inhale when you're ready, up to stand. Back to the start. We got one more round. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Shake out your head, perhaps, if you need. Inhale. So you can bend your knees as much as you need to here. Just lengthen out through your back. And then you're in the right place to step your left toes back, knee down. Inhale. Now all these moves are coming from our core. So lift in and up through your belly, reach. Exhale down, spread your fingers, step back to plank. And push the floor away, get long in your low back. And come all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale. Downward facing dog, hips up. And if you are just beginning, all of these movements are going to quite quickly become so much easier if you start to do it regularly, consistently. Lift the heels, left knee under, left foot to the top, back knee down. Inhale to come up. And then we're taking the right wrist up and over to the left. So we're reaching away from the back knee. And rather than sinking forward with the hips, let's try to drop the tailbone down towards your back knee. Inhale. Exhale, hands down. Step up to the top. Drop your head. And inhale all the way up. Back to the start. Great, now just stand, pause, keep that tall posture. Relaxing your shoulders. Taking some full deep breaths. Noticing how you feel in your body. Notice your breathing. And as you go for a run, whether it's now or later, just trying to keep that tall posture. Trying to maintain those full breaths. So there are many styles of sun salutations. My version there is particularly great for runners. It's warming up all the key areas that we need to get more mobile in for our run. So have a few more goes at it and let me know how you got on. I'd love to hear from you if you'd write me a comment in the comments just below. It's great pre-run as a warm-up, as I've said, or just regularly as part of your strength, mobility and flexibility enhancement. Great, I'd love you to subscribe and I look forward to seeing you next time.